Welcome back to the channel. And a quick little video here. I'm having some issues. I've got a big another album ranking coming out, which I need to edit and upload, which is taking more time than I thought for various reasons. So I'm going to just do a quick video here talking about a topic that I'm kind of interested in, and it's 21st century albums from classic artists. I've picked five here. I've sort of excluded. I mean, the obvious would be Black Star by David Bowie. I've not included that album because I feel like that would be an obvious pick for number one. It would be my number one if I was including it. So I've picked out five albums here that I think are worth a listen from classic artists. I want to give an honorable mention to Elvis Costello's album from this year that has just released. I think that's a really good album. I'm not too familiar with Elvis's stuff, but that album definitely wanted me to maybe want to go back and check out more of it. It's really good considering his age and how far down the line in his career he is. But number five, he's right there. It's "The Rising" by Bruce Springsteen, which the song "Waiting on a Sunny Day" I've sort of known my entire life, really. Around the house and stuff. Title track is amazing. There's just some amazing songs. It does run a little bit long, but if you are a Springsteen fan, I think it's an essential listen. It rivals some of his best work in the 70s and the 80s for me. So "The Rising" is my number five. Number four is going to be "Brainwashed," the final album by George Harrison. I really enjoy this album. Some really good stuff on here. Very mellow. I kind of like the production. There's a bit of ukulele on here, which is kind of unusual between "The Devil and Deep Blue Sea." Just some really great tracks from George. His voice is definitely waning. It was waning long before this, but I think having the mellower tracks really does help that. And obviously knowing that he would pass away, shortly after recording some of these is quite the way to listen to it. It's technically a posthumous release. So "Brainwashed" is fantastic. Number three, I am going to go for a David Bowie album. I said I wouldn't go for Black Star. I'm going to go for my second favorite 21st century David Bowie album. Probably make a top 10 Bowie list. It's "Heathen." I think this is a great album. Some really great tracks. The cover of the Pixies' "Cactus" is fantastic. "Slow Burn," "Slip Away." Some really great songs on there. Sort of got that more alternative rock production style, which I quite like. And yeah, again, much like the two mentioned before, I think Bowie, his vocals are still there on this album. He's still really belting some of these songs, and "Everyone Says Hi" is another really good song. So "Heathen" by David Bowie, quite underrated. I think some of these other ones have had their fair share of critical acclaim, and I think "Heathen" is quite underrated. My number two, an album that has received a lot of critical acclaim, Paul McCartney's "Chaos and Creation in the Backyard" from 2005. A lot of Paul McCartney fans tend to point towards this one as one of his better later year albums. I think it's maybe his second best album, period. I think "Ram" is the only album he made that was better than this one, including all the Wings albums as well. "Chaos and Creation in the Backyard" has some of his best ballads. "This Never Happened Before" is just beautiful. "English Tea" is just it's so Paul, Jenny Wren is great. I think it's just a really nice album. It's very well produced by Nigel Godrich. Never disappoints, the producer of Radiohead and other bands. So I think "Chaos and Creation in the Backyard" is worthy of the number two spot. I think it's really cool. If you like Paul McCartney ballads, you're going to love it, basically. And number one, I've actually got "Say You Will" by Fleetwood Mac. No Christine McVie on this one, but otherwise you've got Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, John McVie, and Mick Fleetwood. And they come together and they make a great album. I think a lot of people don't love this one. I kind of have a soft spot for it, much like "The Rising." I'd heard a lot of the songs sort of growing up, like "Thrown Down" and "Peacekeeper," "Bleed to Love Her." And then the title track is amazing as well. The final two songs, Goodbye Baby and Say Goodbye, one sung by Stevie Nicks, one sung by Lindsey Buckingham, sort of saying farewell to each other. I think that's a really nice touch. The production isn't the best, is the only thing I'd say about it, but for a double album, the level of quality is fantastic. It's one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac albums, period, to be honest. And I think it has some of their most catchy songs. Lindsey Buckingham's guitar work is really good on here, as always. Some really great hooks. Yeah, and if you haven't listened to Say You Will, I'd recommend it. It's a really great album. Any of these, I think are worth listening to. So yeah, those are my 5 21st century albums from classic artists, and yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys like. I think you know, there's definitely some good stuff. You know, they have some good stuff in them. A lot of these classic artists later down the line, and I'd be interested to be given some recommendations. Maybe what you thought of these albums if you've heard them. If you then go and listen to them because of this video, let me know what you think. So yeah, until the next video, thanks for watching.